Hello, welcome to a short video update for productive problem solving. We should be starting lesson number 2 um, this week, and we will start digging into the actual 7 Habits book and the workbook. We have pages 7 through 62 to read from the book, and and 18 pages of workbook material to read and work through. And I just wanted to provide a couple of hints to folks. Many students feel as if they have to read this material as they read a traditional textbook and treat this class as a technical, I have to remember everything memorization type class. And both can be just so far from the truth, it's shocking. This is really a class about personal and self-development, with the idea being that part of the human services field and part of your responsibility in the field is to personally develop yourself and be responsible for professional growth as well. And that's really important before we move on into the workplace. One of the major failings of the human services field is this idea that, well, we don't need to look at ourselves because it's too scary, or we already have all the answers, or I just want to help people, so what does it matter about what happens inside of me and personally and otherwise. And it matters a lot, to be honest. Because if you're not willing to work through some of the same processes and look at the same issues and challenges and things that might be in your basement or closet, how can we ask our clients to do the same? That doesn't mean that we have to personally experience and feel everything that they feel. Quite the opposite. It means that we're both working together to be the best that we can be, irregardless of our goals or past experiences and that type of thing. So please consider this class as one of of personal development. Several times on the discussion boards, folks have asked, is this a hard class, or how do I make a good grade? Well, I don't know the answers to any of those, to be honest, except what's stated on the syllabus. Is this a hard class? Well, if you want to spend some time working on yourself, growing as a person, determining what of these habits you agree with, you don't agree with, what's a good fit for you, what isn't, remembering that this is a lifelong process. Personal development is a lifelong process, that most folks go through this material 5 or 6 times over a 10-year span, and they still work the material over and over and over, then it could be pretty hard. If you simply just want to get a grade and work through this material as fast as you can and not learn the skills that might help you be a better person or professional or help your clients, then it could be hard or it could be easy either. My main goal is that you're willing to have a conversation with yourself and your fellow class members about the material we're working towards and through. You don't have to agree with it, just be willing to consider it. Because there's many things in this material that I don't necessarily agree with either. It doesn't fit me. But I still kind of remember it and put it in my pocket because it might be a good fit for folks from down the road I work with, maybe bits and pieces. And you know, this is a material that's about bits and pieces. If you can take bits and pieces of it and apply it to circumstances when it's appropriate, then you've gained a lot. The intent is it's not for you to remember every single word or for this to be an immediate life-changing experience, or I don't want you to put too much pressure on yourself. Again, this is a process that should be about you and your own self-development. This is what we ask employees to do every day. This is what I ask my employees to do in the field that work with clients. You're responsible for your own self-development. I'm here as a supervisor to help you grow and to work issues out. But the ultimate responsibility is yours. just as with our clients, the ultimate responsibility for getting better is the client's. We'll be talking about many of these issues as we go along, but this class is about productive problem solving, and the idea being, again, if you can improve your problem solving and self-development process, you can help others improve their problem solving and self-development processes at the same time. And I've seen that true with hundreds of students I've worked with as I go through this material. You know, just personally, I've worked through this material for years, and I see something new, and I'm reminded of something new every semester I teach the course. So don't make the assumption that even if you're really interested in the material, you'll be able to grasp everything at the same time, at one time. That's not true. Lesson 2. Lesson 2 starts off with, I want us to start thinking big. And one of the reasons I start thinking differently about things and changing your paradigm, as your book talks about changing paradigms, changing how we see things. And that's why I've started off with a couple of videos that seem at first not very related to human services, but they're certainly related to paradigms. The first Tom Friedman video about the flat world and seeing the world differently, and why we need to start seeing the world differently. And in this lesson, a couple of Steve Jobs videos about not being afraid to follow your passion, be creative, and eventually we all have to die anyway. So you might as well spend your time doing what you love. And I want us to start tying all these ideas in with the COVID material in terms of we only get one chance. And we have a personal responsibility to ourselves to be the best we can be and to be as self-actualized as we can be. And all this material directly lines up to what Rogers teaches us. For those of you in the Introduction to Human Services course, or have taken that course and read the Way of Being material, that we have a responsibility to be self-responsible, to make appropriate actions based on what we believe, and not be unduly influenced by those around us. And so many of our clients are unduly influenced not by what they believe, but by folks around us, or folks around themselves, because they have poor problem-solving skills. We'll be looking at various ways to solve problems in this class. This is the primary way. This is a theoretical way of solving problems. I will be exposing to you and sharing with you more standard ways of solving problems. We will be talking about this topic again in the Counseling 2 class that many of you will be taking if you're involved in the Human Services program. And helping clients solve their problems, or any of us, when we attempt to solve personal life problems, it is certainly much harder and much more difficult than it would seem. If problem solving was easy, anyone could do it, and our life and society and the earth would be a much different place. Again, I enjoy folks' postings. I enjoy your postings that exist on the discussion boards. I read through those. Even if I don't respond to every single post, I do read them, and I respond when I think it's appropriate. And in the meantime, please let me know what questions you have. This is one of those classes that's a lot of give and take. It works better if students are bouncing questions and ideas from not only your fellow students in class, but from me also. Also, thank you to those of you who filled out the survey, the optional course meeting survey. I will be in touch in a couple of days or weeks, about that particular item, and we will be scheduling a optional course meeting for those of you who want to talk about this material. I do encourage you, if you know other students taking this class, it helps to talk about this material with other individuals. I know many students are putting together study groups, that type of thing, and I certainly encourage that. It gives you a chance to have a mini group of sorts and talk about the material. Anytime you want to stop by and talk to me, I'm always available. So take care.